What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming by as always, especially on this lovely Friday afternoon. Hopefully, if you're watching here in the US, you're getting ready to batter down for the big winter storm coming. And if you're watching this from another part of the world, hopefully you're going to have a great and awesome weekend as well. Now, before we dig into this video, of course, also, please, if you're coming by here, I would appreciate every single one of you leaving a like on this video. It definitely does help push this out, and I love being able to keep you delivering this content to you. So I know we're getting more and more people coming in here, and I love that. I want to be able to continue. My goal is to put out as many of these informative, up-to-date market updates, deep dives as we can. So anyway, let's get into the video regardless, because I had some updates on Casper, we talked about it recently, and honestly, they've had some new updates that I found really interesting and really related to what we've been discussing in other videos. And without more, let's just dig into it, because recently they just had an announcement with Ferrum Network. Wanted to dig into what that is, and also some changes coming, and also to dig into more of their tokenomics and their release schedule, because that's important to understand the impact on the price. But they just recently had this, you see here, Ferrum Network. They just recently partnered with them. Now, what actually is that? What does this mean? So they're actually bridging Casper to other chains. So the Ferrum Network, and I wanted to actually pull this up and just kind of summarize what is happening. They're just essentially, this Ferrum Network cross-chain token bridge is going to allow them to be compatible with Ethereum virtual machines. So and also non-EVM compatible networks as well. So basically, it's going to bring more liquidity and accessibility, allowing Casper to dig more into DeFi, expanding NFTs and other things like that, which is actually really cool. We're going to talk about that because I wanted to bring something up related to NFTs. Many people think NFTs too just means music and art, and though that is the first application of NFT, there's way other uses for it: real estate, tokenization of other assets. Now, this merger's been made possible thanks to DevXDAO, so they're an independent DAO committed to development on Web3. But essentially, Ferrum Network, what are they? They're a cross-chain blockchain as a service DeFi. So I guess that would be BaaS, DeFi company that specializes in adding deflationary token utility and advisory services to projects across the crypto space. So you see their missions: breaking down barriers to mass adoption. They build white label blockchain solutions that empower startups and established organizations, enabling them to get their core products to market faster. So that's pretty cool. They just allow the development of the Web3 technology to Casper. So now Casper is going to be able to be integrated, and it's going to provide more use cases. Now, you see here, by delivering trusted and secure interoperability, Casper allows for greater opportunities for users and developers to build enterprise-grade decentralized applications, and the integration of Ferrum's token bridge opens up new opportunities in DeFi and the metaverse, bringing their true vision so much closer to reality. So clearly right there, Casper is going to be involved in a lot of things. Now, I brought this up. Their website, Ferrum Network, there's not a whole lot on this website, to be honest. You can see, like, what exactly is this? A DeFi ecosystem. All right, cool. And there's a lot of these types of ecosystems now, so not taking anything away from them. I just don't know very much about it right now. It was just announced, their partnership, so we'll see what happens with that and actually what they're able to bring over. I mean, you see their team here. Their team here is important to look at what that is. So Casper Labs, they're really going after that enterprise adoption as well. So I wanted to bring this up here. As you see, this is actually Casper's CTO, Meta Parliker. So she was actually on, you got this little announcement here that she was at.
So I see blockchain as a trust layer. So right now with the internet, everything runs over what we call the HTTP protocol, which is like an information exchange layer. Imagine now if you could secure that information with trust. That's what I see blockchain doing. The first application, of course, is Bitcoin and tokenization, but I see moving forward an opportunity to really have a new realm of commerce. If you think about it, where consumer-to-consumer transactions become possible, where everything becomes what we call disintermediated. So there
you see they're really big plans for what they're doing. Enterprise adoption is going to really push that. But you see right here, she was actually also interviewed by Bill Dorfeld here, which is he's part of DevOps team, and so Meta was actually being interviewed and just kind of giving her thoughts on what is going to happen in 2022, and it gives us some insight into where Casper is going, at least how they're viewing the market. So that's why I found this article interesting in what she's saying and how it's going to change. So you see here, kind of summarized, developers are waking up to the opportunities that blockchain brings. Obviously, we're going to see big increase in developers moving into blockchain. So big trend is, how can we make Casper and really any other layer ones that you invest in, how easy is it for new developers to get in? So that's going to be a big thing they're looking at. How do we make that super easy? And, we have the Casper launch pad as well, so they're trying to get more people into the ecosystem, but how can we, and that was totally not even related to the actual Casper network, but it needs to be as easy as possible for folks to just start developing in this ecosystem. More investment in blockchain is bringing it into the mainstream, but what's holding back a lot of adoption is also regulatory uncertainty. So we know definitely with the Ripple case, what's going on. Blockchain businesses are trying to hedge risks. Parliker explained, but we just want to comply and aren't doing nefarious things intentionally. So tremendous opportunity to innovate and streamline operation and increase end user experience, which is definitely what we want. Now, proof of stake, we know, is the most energy optimal type of blockchain as well. And also their NFTs, they're really going to be pushing into the NFT space. So let's actually talk about that first, because this is, if you follow any artists on Twitter, obviously we see a lot about NFTs. They're going to be taking over, though, like we talked about a little earlier in the video, way more than just getting out there and looking at like art and music. So we have this use case of Casper Labs. Metacask is an NFT marketplace for whiskey casks on Casper. I didn't even know this was actually back from July 8th. So Metacask will leverage the Casper network of last year, will leverage the Casper network to deliver unparalleled user experience for whiskey investors in a secure, scalable, and eco-friendly way. So that tells you that other people clearly, Metacask may not be following blockchain closely, but they want to pick a system that is going to be easy for them to get on. And so they chose Casper. Through the partnership, the Casper Lab team will assist in developing auction mechanics and other essential functions for the Metacask platform. So they're going to basically be able to put they're combining crypto-friendly whiskey enthusiasts with established investors. So utilizing this, they chose Casper Labs was the clear choice for this partnership by working with an exceptional team and blockchain network that is high performance, secure, and astoundingly energy efficient. We're now even more confident in our ability to deliver marketplace to NFT investors that will increasingly value quality above all else. So energy efficiency is one of the top things that is going to be influencing anybody adopting this technology. So, and speaking of that, I actually had this cool chart found this here related to Casper. This was from last year. I'll leave the link to this, but this interesting little chart here shows just how, if you're a visual person like me, this shows just how much more energy efficient that Casper is than others. You see here, Casper network at 400 nodes now is 47,000% more energy efficient than Ethereum and 136,000% more energy efficient than Bitcoin. So when people say, well, what's the benefit of Casper? I would like to also see what the difference between Casper and other layer ones are as far as energy efficiency. That might actually be good information to dig into. Leave a comment if you want to actually know that. I might create some content related around that, because that would be very interesting to know. Clearly, this is going to be a choice. This is going to be why an enterprise would getting more energy efficient and pushing this out and getting that out more. So, overall, I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on with Casper. Now, I did have this. So you can actually go to CasperLive.com, and I wanted to go over this: the circulating supply and the total amount in the network. So all of the Casper tokens have not even been released yet. So you see right now, you can go there, and I'll leave all links to these resources so you can check all this out yourself. There's actually Casper.live shows all the different amount still circulating, all the different ledgers and validators that are currently live. If you go down here, notice there's actually a node, a validator node owned by AllianceBlock of Casper. So you can see here they have 49 billion Casper. So AllianceBlock owns 0.63% of the Casper network. That's interesting. We know the right ones that are going to be here, the right ones that are going to survive. That just gives you another confirmation of who's connected to what. But you can go in here and you can see right now there's circulating basically 3.05 billion. Total amount available is at the end once everything is released is going to be 10.6 billion. So not all the supply has been released. Now, in most of the time when people look at the circulating value and the market cap, when you look at the market cap, usually the amount that's circulating is or the amount that's staked is included in the circulating amount. Well, with Casper, they're not. So the market cap is actually not reflective of every single amount of Casper. So if you're staking it, it's not actually going to be included in the circulating supply. So I found that interesting. Now, other people, when it comes to the release schedule, this is actually straight off of CasperStats.io. So you can see a nice little chart here that shows us their release schedule. So their final unlock is starting in April of this year. So April of 2022 should be complete by September of 2022. And then that circulating supply, every amount of Casper it'll be live. So, this is only more and more billionaires are getting into space. I found this article here, and Mark Cuban, you probably follow him if you're in the crypto space. I found this pretty humorous. He says 80%, in a good way, 80% of his new investments are in crypto. So, you got people like this moving into this space, and these big, but he doesn't know. He's just like Ray Dalio and Kevin O'Leary. They may not know all the ins and outs of crypto because they look at so many different things. But these types of folks, they're going to be looking at things like Casper. They're going to be looking at things that actually are super energy efficient. Like, it's a big deal. The token release schedule and also the energy efficiency of Casper, that's a big deal. That's going to be, for someone to want to adopt it in the future, they're going to have to be energy efficient, or they're not going to get that stamp of approval. So, overall Casper, I look at things like this. Yeah, the price isn't moving. The price has just kind of been where it is. So I've just been looking at it as a chance to buy more, to accumulate more, going to be picking up some more, going to keep getting it. And this is one of those things, too, that you can stake. So I feel like as we see more money move into this space, just hang on. Just hang on. There's a lot of good stuff moving and happening in this space. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thanks for coming by and watching this. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. And in the description, don't forget you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I post other types of content as well. So like I said, I will see you on the next video.